Hello and welcome to all. In today's session, we'll see what is the difference between the Playwright and the Selenium. Okay, so when we compare between the Playwright and the Selenium WebDriver, okay, so it's important to understand it's not about which is a better. Okay, it's about which is a better for your use case, your requirement, your projects. Okay, so we'll start with okay, architecture and the design. Okay, now if you see Selenium, okay, so Selenium follows the client server architecture. Okay, it uses the WebDriver protocol, and for Selenium, we require the specific drivers. Like here, I have mentioned, like we need to install the Chrome driver, Gecko driver, and other driver. Okay, and that is the reason. Result is a slightly slower communication. Okay, and here we require more setup. Like here, we need to set up the Chrome driver, Gecko driver, if in case we are using. Okay, whereas in Playwrights, okay, it uses the direct communication with browsers. Okay, no external driver is required. Okay, so in Playwrights, we have a build by Microsoft for modern web apps. Okay, and hence result is a faster execution and cleaner setup. Then, considering the speed and performance perspective, okay, so Selenium is a slower due to the WebDriver calls, and it needs the weights, implicit weight and explicit we need to add it. Whereas the Playwright, it's a faster execution, and here in Playwrights we have auto wait mechanism. Okay, so automatically it's wait for element visibility, stability, and readiness. And that is the reason if you see there is a like a less flaky test available. Okay, so flaky test is nothing but a, like sometimes in Selenium we observe. Okay, like sometimes our test case get passed. Okay, next run again it fails. Okay, then again if you do third run, it will maybe pass or fail. Okay, but in playwrights we'll get the stable execution result, okay, because of auto wait mechanism. Okay, we'll see all these details in next lecture. Then reliability and flakiness perspective. Okay, so Selenium test can be flaky, like as I mentioned. Okay, if waits for are not handled properly, okay, it's more depends on the tester skill. Okay, whereas the playwrights, okay, it's auto wait and the retry mechanism, it's handle dynamic UI better. Okay, then browser support perspective. Okay, Selenium supports all major browsers plus legacy browsers. That means it's a IE browser also it is supporting. Okay, so works well with older application as well. Whereas Playwright it supports Chromium, Firefox, WebKit. Okay, it's no support for the IE. Okay, if your project uses the legacy application, then we'll go ahead with the Selenium. Okay, so feature perspective. Okay, so for Selenium, we require third-party tools for the reporting, like extend reports, parallel execution, and API testing. Whereas Playwrights, we have built-in features like we can screenshot and we'll take videos as well. Parallel execution also we can do it, and API testing also we'll do it in Playwright. Okay, considering the language support perspective, okay, Selenium support the multiple language, including Java, C Sharp, Python, JavaScript, Ruby, whereas the Playwrights also support the JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, Java, C Sharp. And industry adoption perspective, okay, Selenium, like it's a more than 10 years industry is using. It's a huge community support, widely used in enterprise projects. Okay, whereas the Playwright is rapidly growing. Okay, preferred for the modern automation. Okay, so here's the we'll say choose Playwright if you are working on a modern web applications. Okay, you want faster and stable automation. You are starting fresh in automation. Okay, but if in case you need to select the Selenium, if your project uses the legacy system. Okay, your company already uses the Selenium. Okay, you need broad ecosystem or the community support. Then definitely Selenium is the best choice. Otherwise, we'll go ahead with the Playwright. Okay, and here we'll see quick difference between the playwrights and the Selenium. Okay, so first point architecture perspective, like as I mentioned, it's a direct browser communication, no web driver. Whereas the Selenium, we have a client server architecture and uses the web driver protocol. Okay, here we need to do some setup. Okay, so considering setup and installation perspective, here simple setup is there, no separate drivers required. Whereas in Selenium, we need to install the space like browser drivers like Chrome driver, Gecko driver. Okay, then execution speed perspective, it's a faster due to the direct communication. Okay, like if you see architecture, okay, so here direct communication, that is execution is faster, whereas the Selenium, it's a slower execution. Okay, and auto weight mechanism. Okay, so in playwrights we have built-in auto weight mechanism. Okay, for element and action. Here we require a explicit and implicit weight. Okay, and test stability perspective. Okay, it's playwrights more stable due to the auto weight and retrieves mechanism. Okay, whereas selenium, it can be flaky if weights are not handled properly. It's totally depends on the tester skill, how tester is added the weight. Okay, but in playwrights we have a inbuilt features. Okay, so that is the reason it's the more stable. Okay, then browser support perspective, Playwright support the Chromium, Firefox, WebKit. Okay, whereas Selenium support the all the browsers, Firefox, Edge, Safari, IE, legacy support, and cross-browser testing perspective. Okay, Playwright also has a strong support. Okay, including Safari engine, that is a WebKit. Okay, in Selenium also we have a strong support, including legacy browsers. Okay. So headless execution, it's fully supported and optimized in Playwright. Okay. So Selenium, it's supported but less optimized compared to Playwright. Okay, we require a lot of configurations. Okay, parallel execution perspective, in Playwright we have built-in support, whereas in Selenium we need to execute the script using testng, JUnit or NUnit. Okay. And API testing support perspective, we have a built-in API testing capabilities in Playwright. Okay, but in Selenium we don't have a inbuilt API testing capabilities. Okay. Okay. Considering screenshot and videos, okay, in Playwright we have built-in support. Okay, whereas in Selenium we require third-party libraries and we need to write a separate code. Okay, handling modern UI like React, Angular. Okay, so excellent handling with AutoWait. Okay, whereas here we require additional handling in Selenium. Okay, so considering the iframes and multiple tabs. Okay, so here easy and well supported, whereas in Selenium we have a little bit of complex handling. Okay, we need to write some code. Then file upload, download handling. Okay, it's simple and built-in, whereas it's required in Selenium the workaround or the extra coding. Okay. Considering the language support perspective, so Playwright support the JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, Java, C Sharp. Okay, whereas Selenium it's also support the Java, Python, C Sharp, JavaScript, Ruby. Okay, considering the CI/CD integration. Okay, so Playwright is a easy integration with pipelines. Okay, GitHub Actions, Azure DevOps, Jenkins, we can do it. Whereas in Selenium, mature CI/CD support with wide ecosystem. Okay, so Docker support perspective, official Docker support available in Playwrights. Okay, so Selenium supported but needs manual setup. Okay, so reporting perspective, we have built-in HTML report in Playwright, whereas in Selenium we require a third-party tools like extend reports. Okay. Then debugging perspective, it's a powerful debugging tools. Okay, whereas we have limited debugging tools. Okay, in Selenium and community support. Okay, right now it's growing rapidly. Okay, whereas Selenium already have a very large and mature community. So coming to the learning curve perspective. Okay, Playwright is a very easy for beginners. Okay, whereas Selenium it's required understanding of weights, diverse, and all these details. Okay, so industry adoption purpose. Okay, so right now Playwright is increasing. Okay, right now nowadays we have a lot of demands for playwrights. Okay, so Selenium, it's industry standard. It's widely used. Okay, so when we'll use the Playwright, so best use in modern web apps. Okay, if in case we are using the like here as I already mentioned. Okay, like React, Angular. Okay, Angular JS. Then we can use the playwrights. Okay, whereas we have already application is developed in legacy application. Okay, so in that case we'll go ahead with the Selenium. Okay, so bottom line is like Playwright is technically more advanced and faster than Selenium, but Selenium is still widely used in the industry. Okay, and the choice depends on the your requirement, your project requirements, okay, your use case, application types, and the team expertise. Okay, so this is the overall difference between the Playwrights and the Selenium. If in case you have any questions, queries, please let me know. Thank you.